Since 2005, the Statewide Longitudinal Data Systems, or SLDS grant program has helped states build and use data systems that provide students, educators, program administrators, policymakers, and researchers the information they need to make better decisions.
We've got folks from education departments, economics departments, sort of a nice spectrum of different folks that see value in the data that we're providing, and we're excited to see them get excited about it.
State leaders can use SLDS data to better serve students and workers by evaluating education and training programs and improving the alignment of education pathways and workforce opportunities.
One of our basic measures has been the graduated seniors coming to the University of Hawaii and then assessing whether or not they ended up in developmental or remedial education or were able to just enter college level work. What we saw was that more and more students were getting into college level English with a concomitant decrease in the numbers that needed remediation. But for math, it was the same numbers all the way across the board and continued year over year. So the faculty from both the post-secondary and the high schools got together, developed what they called a transition course, and we began monitoring those outcomes over time. And it shows that the students are doing very well if they have this supplemental or remedial instruction, although I would say it's not remedial if it's done chronologically at the right moment in time.
Like many states in North Dakota, there's a huge workforce shortage. North Dakota is one of the lowest unemployment states in the nation, and we're addressing supply and demand. With the supply and demand, we're working with SIP and SOC codes. We're working with the colleges, the universities, and our workforce development programs. We're developing online, publicly available reports on the supply in North Dakota for occupations, as well as the degrees and certificates of enrolled students that are capable of filling those positions.
I think the big thing that has changed for our users before and after the implementation of the SLDS grant is better access to tools and resources that actually streamline our key stakeholders' work. On the early learning side, our counties and districts have to complete needs assessments, and we've received feedback that those processes are much more streamlined now that they have access to the data and can use it very quickly. We've also seen wonderful new collaborations among our school districts in extending the SLEDS data to really drive decision-making at the local levels.
The one example that does come to mind are a group of economics professors that used our data, and they actually did a comparative case study with other states, and they looked at the requirements for financial education, financial literacy, and those types of things. What they were able to find was that students that were in states that required some financial training and financial literacy actually did better in terms of making decisions about taking on student debt. They had lower rates of credit card debt when they were in their 20s. So it's really exciting, and it's used for policy making decisions, particularly in the state of Montana. We aren't a state that required it, and so to use our data to sort of see where that went and how students in Montana might do better is a real advantage for us.
For more information, check out these resources.